Hey guys. Alright, today is June 24th and it's super hot out here. It's like 84 degrees. We finally got the materials to start building a couple raised beds. Finally, thank God. And Jake's out here putting them together. He's formulated some sort of plan. I don't know all of it, but we got these landscape timbers because at our local lumber place, they were only like $5 something a piece versus trying to get treated posts. So these are going to be the corner bracings, and the beds themselves are going to be 8 by 4 by about 1 foot deep, which is perfect. It suits our needs for what we're doing with them. So there's going to be a bed for our brassicas, so that we can cover them and keep those cabbage loopers out. One for the zucchinis, because we have a lot of trouble with those stupid vine borers. And then one for the strawberries. Eventually we want one too that we'll probably build maybe nearer to the fall to put the herbs in. But yeah, so right now this is kind of what we got going. And we're gonna do 3 of them today, and trying to figure out exactly the spacing. And it's not perfectly level here, but I mean, it's only 1 foot beds. I think it should be okay. So it's not going to put a lot of pressure on any one side or anything like that. And it'll also give me plenty of access to the irrigation system once I finally get that going. So we're working on that. It's not going to be the way it is right now, so we got some changing to do. But I'll bring you back in a little bit, and then we'll probably take a little garden tour. Okay, this is how the bed is coming along. So you can kind of see what he's doing here. We got these 2x6s, which were old decking boards. And then we got the landscape timbers to be the inner corners. Now this is actually upside down right now, because it's kind of how you have to put it together, because we're going to put hardware cloth on this side of it so things can't dig their way up and through, because we do have a lot of problems with voles and ground squirrels and stuff. So yep. So Jake did a really good job, and it's hot out here, so it's kind of hard work. So, and the boards are not perfect, but it looks really good though. I like it. I'm really happy. So yeah, so we figure we're just gonna line them up along here. I'm gonna put some fabric along here, and we're just gonna mulch, fill this with mulch eventually, and include this and make this like a rounded thing, so it'll be easier to mow up to the beds. So hopefully we won't have to mow behind them at all. So, and Jake's getting the hardware cloth up out of the house, and that will be stapled to the bottom, and then we'll flip the bed up, and then we'll work on filling it, which is going to be maybe one of the least fun parts, but we'll work it out. Okay, so this is what the hardware cloth looks like on the bottom. It's been stapled along the edges, and you can see Jake's taking the tin snips and cutting it to size. And I just got this roll off Amazon. I forget how much I paid for it. I don't know. I think it was like $60 or something like that. And it's a 50-foot roll, and it's a 4-foot. Yeah, they're not the greatest tin snips, perhaps, but yeah, so you can just see how this is coming along, and this will prevent anything from digging its way into the bed. I mean, it's not going to stop anything from climbing up and over, per se, obviously, but this is going to have netting over it. At least 2 of the beds will have netting. Well, probably 3, actually. We'll have netting to keep certain pests out. So, well, I'll bring you back when we got it tipped up, and maybe we'll start filling it. All right, so this is what we ended up with. We just got the 2 today. It's just so hot today. It's like 90 degrees, but like the real feel is 100. So we're just out here. We've had to take so many breaks. It's just starting to get late in the day. So I just wanted to update you too on some of the plants. I had recorded putting some of these in the ground, but it wasn't really that big of a deal. So I'll just show you. I can't remember what the last thing that I actually put out there was, but we got the honey rock cantaloupe in the ground. We did get the cucumbers seeds in the ground, but I think so far only 2 of the holes actually have cucumbers in them. We still got to pull some of these weeds and stuff down here and like figure this whole situation out. Yeah, I mean, you can see a bunch of weed seeds in here, but this one I believe is a cucumber, but the rest of these are not. But we put, oops, I don't know if you could even see that. It's so bright still too, but so we think this one is a cucumber, and the rest of these are just weeds. Because again, I wasn't sure. It was my first year saving cucumber seeds. So, and I did it the like fermentation way. So hopefully that worked. And I mean, we do have like at least two out of the, probably, what, 24 seeds I put down so far. But this area has been like super dry. Like I said, I think it's because of the weeds and stuff all right next to it. The watermelons are in the ground, as well as the honeydew. And then, Rock, you're gonna walk right on the peppers. He's mostly blind and deaf. Poor guy. He's 16 now, so it's not his fault. Anyways, and I just put these butternut squash in the ground because I'm not sure if they'll have time to mature or not. I'm hoping so, but I think they're supposed to take like 100 days, maybe more. You can see the peppers are doing pretty good. They're very slow growers, as peppers tend to be, but the smaller the pepper, obviously the plant tends to grow a little bit faster. And I just love these beds. I think that's going to be so much nicer for the plants. We have these 5 holes that don't have anything in them yet. They're the only ones left out here. Last year we spaced the tomato plants out by 2 feet, I think, and this year I did actually 18 inches. My thought was, in case I did end up going with a drip tape, which was not really the plan at the time, that they would be spaced correctly in order to get the holes. So anyways, and then the rest of these are the different eggplants. And then of course you can see the other little cherry tomato variety over here. These are the ones that I grew in the drawer ugly container garden last year, just because they were the leftovers, but they actually made really nice tomatoes, so I decided to save their seeds. And you can see these are the tall cherries. Last year I had that plant that just got really, really tall and had so many tomatoes on it. So the first 4 tomato plants are from that. No, the first 3 are from that. And then you can tell the size difference, height-wise, from the San Marzanos. Now these San Marzanos, I don't think I saved seeds from any of the ones I grew last year. Because I can't remember if I feel like they're a hybrid, but I may try to save some seeds next year and just see. But this year, because I wasn't sure, I just replanted them from the seed packet. These are the seeds that were saved from our mystery tomatoes last year, and the plants are doing very nice. These are the ones that had the really huge tomatoes on them. And again, you can see, of course, that one's pretty big, and then that one's not so much, but then there's 3 more of the tall cherries that we had. Okay, these are the Blue Lake bush beans, and you can see they're coming in really nice. I don't know what's up with this guy. He looks a little, I don't know if he got chewed or if he's just kind of funny looking, because most of them have leaves on them. I'm not sure. These ones finally just sprouted. This starts, I think, let's see. Yeah, that one starts the Royal Burgundy beans. So these ones, you can see they have like more of a purple stalk to them compared to the Blue Lake bush beans. So I'm really excited to see, because they're supposed to have purple pods on them that turn green when you cook them. So I'm really excited to see that. Then they should be hopefully easier to spot than the green beans. Anyways, and then this is the okra. It's not really done a whole lot since I planted it. It's starting to get like new little tiny leaves on it, but it hasn't really grown in height at all, I would say. And then here are the pumpkins. These first three are the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins that we just saved from basically a supermarket pumpkin, and I just wanted to see what it would do. And then these ones start the Jardales. So, and again, I tried to put, in general, look at that jerk. Squash bug or stink bug. Can't really tell that much from here. But, so again, there's 2 plants per hole. We're not really doing the hill thing because the ground is already plenty warm. So we don't really have to hill them. And my ground is like super well draining because a lot of it is sand. So they don't really need it. So these ones, the Jardales, only 2 of them germinated, so I put extra seeds in with I put extra seeds in with the plants themselves. So hopefully I'll have another pumpkin grown out of there. And these have just the sugar pie pumpkins, the small pumpkin seeds in them. And again, I just put like 2 each, so we'll see. I saw green, but it's just a little weed seed. So nothing to really get excited over. And here's the ugly container garden with the drawers. And you can see these are the red onions that I planted from the little baby bulbs that my coworker gave me. And the chives are doing really well. I mean, that's ridiculous. We're going to end up making another raised bed just for herbs and stuff. You can see the raspberries there. I don't know if they look okay. Some of them look pretty dry. Jake's been watering over here, but my neighbors are shooting something. And then this, you can see the lavender, and it's starting to get little flowers on it. So I'm kind of excited about that, because it made it somehow in this mess, and it will get transplanted. Hopefully, I had to bend down and grab my watering can. It'll get transplanted hopefully this fall. And you can see the sweet potatoes. They don't really look a whole lot different. They've gotten a few new leaves on the top, but they haven't started really to vine yet. And I got these 2 boxes that I have to fill still. But we're going to have to go and get more stuff to fill it with. I got more mulch. We still haven't gotten to the apple trees to mulch underneath them yet. Just slowly but surely. You can see how ridiculous these potatoes are looking. I mean, they're huge. And I don't know if that's going to translate to good tubers or just lots of good plants. I don't know yet. But, I mean, they definitely hit the ground running. I didn't have to wait for them to really pop up out of the ground. Now, there are a few that the plant on them was very small. Like, I think there was supposed to be one in here somewhere, but I'm not really sure. And some of the ones back there came from what was growing in the garden, but they were already growing too. I do not know what they're shooting at. And yeah, this is still a mess as usual, but the sage is doing well. It's going to get transplanted also. And one of those beds are going to be for the strawberries, not one of the beds that are created currently, but we will be creating another bed. Sorry guys, it's getting windy. That's basically the updates here. There's not much left on the table. I suppose we could take a look real quick. Okay, so again, we still have a few spare tomato plants going. We've got some cups of kale, which unfortunately got dried out a little bit. We got some red cabbage still. Those are just waiting for dirt to go into their beds. We got the mint, the peppermint, and the Italian oregano. So that's got to go into the herb garden, but I'll probably put them in slightly bigger pots for now until they're ready to be planted in the ground. And then we just have some other herbs, like our thyme. Of course, that's just marigolds. Some broccoli, which looks really sad. We got some calendula, just stuff like that. Those are those gazanias or zaganias or I don't remember. I just put Z-flower in there because I don't remember what they're called. I forget, but they were really pretty. I just saved seeds from the ones that I grew last year. I did that little video on just a few annual flowers. Didn't really get much. I haven't really planted much in the way of annuals at all, actually. And again, just little tiny baby parsley, some basil, some other oregano. I don't remember which kind this is. I forget. This is the spilanthes, the toothache plant. And there's a lemon balm that I had to replant, and I only see one germinated, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. And those little Christmas trees that I gotta find a place to put them. And yes, the acorn squash. That's the only other thing. And that's the only thing that I'm not sure about. You can see the grapevine is doing okay. It's recovering, at least as best as it can. It's definitely grown a lot more than I expected it to after it got such terrible neglect. And sorry guys, again, if you can hear that. My neighbors are shooting something off. I don't know what it is. Anyways, my question on the acorn squash, like the butternut squash I put in the ground over there because it takes so long, and I had to be in the ground. And it wasn't looking so hot. The acorn squash doesn't take quite as long, and my original plan was to put it in one of these beds, but I'm just thinking about how big zucchini plants are, and really they're going to take up the whole bed. So I plan on trying to, I don't know, maybe zigzag the zucchini plants in here so I can get like 5 instead of 4. I'm not sure yet. And then this one's going to be for all the brassicas, all the kale, broccoli, cabbage. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'm still working it out. If I want to put the acorn squash just in those holes there, I just kind of let them trail out, and maybe some of them trail up. I'm not sure yet. We'll just have to figure it out. That's probably what's going to happen. I don't know yet. So anyways, thanks guys for watching this. And I appreciate it if you made it all the way through. Again, my super fancy recording skills, and I think that was a hummingbird trying to get over here. But anyway, pardon the wind again, and hopefully I didn't do too much motion sickness on this one. When it's so sunny out here too, it's really hard to see where I'm pointing, so I tend to just more or less talk with my hands a little too much, and so I look around and move around maybe too much. Anyways, I appreciate it. You guys take care. God bless.